But at what point do you go, maybe this isn't for me? Wouldn't wish this one on my worst enemy.
They're kind of catfishing. They don't look as good in person as online.
What will I feel relieved I got done at the end of the day? It's pretty rude, actually.
Good morning, guys. We're heading back to LA. I'm recording a podcast at 3:30 at a studio with the founder of The Real Real, which is super cool. If you guys aren't familiar with The Real Real, it's a very successful business. I know a lot of guys probably aren't familiar, but if you're a fashion girly, you know it. So we're sprinting back home. I'm gonna need a cold brew before recording. All right, the nice thing about a supercharger shop is I have a second to do my makeup.
Made it back. First thing, get this camera battery charging up. Now let's go get lunch. I just went and grabbed this little chicken for lunch. They didn't have a lot of the good salad options I normally get, so I'm like, whatever. We'll just have the chicken. I have to deal with something really quick. So we have a little issue to deal with. My bank that I use, they use a bank partner. So it's not actually a bank. Mercury, that business bank account. I really like it because the interface is good, but they had some issues with their banking partner and now they're making everyone switch. So essentially I have to switch accounts. So everywhere I get paid and everywhere that I pay people, I have to switch over the account numbers. And it's been kind of an annoying process. I've been trying to be like, oh, this isn't so bad, until I had an issue with QuickBooks. They basically tried to charge the old account, even though I added the new account. They automatically did the old account. So I was like, oh my God, I transferred all the money out of the old account. So now I'm getting hit with this like $100 fee, which I complained to Mercury about. You guys should have to pay this because this is not my fault. Like, I didn't want to transfer banks and I thought I was doing everything right. And to be honest, it's really annoying and it makes me just want to get a whole new bank that's not Mercury, because I'm like, am I gonna have to deal with this again? Are they gonna switch bank partners again? It's annoying. I mean, this kind of thing I'm trying to. I was reading a book about asking yourself better questions, and when you have a problem, basically ask yourself, what's good about this problem? And I think the only thing that would be good about this problem is I can afford it. It's not like I didn't have the money for my payroll. It's just a small banking issue in the grand scheme of things. I won't even notice it, you know, but it's just a little bit annoying today. But at the end of the day, and it feels like this big issue when in reality it's not like that big of a deal. All right, so to minimize the stress of the setup at the studio, I'm gonna try and just pre-attach. I also just got a text about the listing that I've had, the real estate listing in West Hollywood. Honestly, been feeling a bit discouraged with the whole real estate thing, which I could really go into detail. For most people, it really doesn't make sense to buy real estate with interest rates so high. It is cheaper to rent, and condos don't really appreciate that well. I get it. I think LA is a tough market. The people that are buying, I think a lot of times they either know it's not going to be the best investment and they just have a house that they really want. But I had this listing in West Hollywood, spent a lot of time and money on it, did like 3 or 4 open houses, paid for photography to be taken, showed it a couple times outside of that as well, really spent a good amount of time on it, and we got an offer for it. It was lower. The sellers don't even want to counter. They just want to let it expire. You know, what can you do? They don't want to lower the price, but what it's listed at, no one's willing to pay that. If in 6 months you're not getting offers or you only get one and it's well below list, then you know the market is telling you something. It's not me, a real estate agent, saying anything. That is simply the market. Nobody wants to buy it. But also I can understand these sellers would be losing money if they sell it with fees for everything, transfer taxes, and all the fees and everything. So I get why they would not want to sell it for that and like lock in those losses. Maybe if they hold it for a very long time, they'll break even, but that'll take probably a long time because condos really don't appreciate fast. The thing with real estate, it is kind of frustrating because I feel like I've put a lot of time into it with no results and money. You know, I've spent money on the MLS fees, the licensing fees, everything, and I've showed people units, I've had them sign the agreement, and then people are flaky, like they just ghost, and it's pretty rude actually, but I know that is just the industry, so I don't take it personally. My mom was like, yeah, people do that. Monica said people do that. I think on the one hand, it's when you're doing something new, you got to be persistent. For a long time, you won't see results, which is true with YouTube, true with real estate, with a lot of things. But at what point do you go, maybe this isn't for me. I just don't honestly recommend a lot of people buy a house, and that is a big thing too. How can you sell something that you don't really recommend? For most people, it's not a good investment. Buying a condo, it appreciates what, 2% a year? You need to be living in that for a long time for that to break even with the fees, and there's no guarantee that it will go up in value. It could go down. And the funny thing is right when I get the news that the listing, it's gonna expire, and you know, the sellers don't want to even counter offer, I also got a pretty big brand deal. So it kind of just makes me be like, should I just focus on YouTube and not really focus on real estate? I'm still on hold with QuickBooks. It's been over an hour. Wouldn't wish this one on my worst enemy. It's just a frustrating thing, but I think we're getting it figured out. I have to leave to go record this podcast though in a little bit. All right, made myself a little coffee. Being on hold with QuickBooks put me in the worst mood. Oh my god, I was getting so mad. But now I need to switch gears. It's podcast recording time. We can't let that ruin my day. I think it's getting figured out. Even if it doesn't today, it's really not the end of the world. One of those things that in a month I won't be dealing with, but in the moment it's just weirdly frustrating. But anyway, let's focus, not let it ruin my day, you know? Why is it that being on hold is just kind of infuriating? Taking a second to look over all the questions that I'm going to ask Julie, the founder of The Real Real. It'd be really cool. Oh my god, I have so much I have to set up, but I have it all in the car at least.
I'm listening to that Have a Great Day Spotify playlist to like stay in a good upbeat mood because I'm still kind of dealing with this bank stuff. But I also listened to one interview with Julie, the founder of The Real Real, so I know what people have already asked, and I have all my questions here printed out this time. So yeah, once we get everything set up, it'll be fun. This is a place that so many people move to when they first come to LA. It's called Park La Brea. It's this huge apartment village, the biggest apartment complex on the West Coast, I heard. And they are not super great, but they look better online, like the photos. So it's sort of infamous in this city. If you're ever thinking you move to LA and you come across those, just know they're kind of catfishing. They don't look as good in person as online. Just finished the interview. We chatted for like 2 hours, or no, an hour and a half. I got there to set up 30 minutes early. That's what it was. It was super fun. I'm so excited to read her book. She brought the book with her that she wrote. I'm like, wow, start reading that tonight. I am freaking wiped, so tired, but the ironic thing is I've been sitting all day. Besides setting up the podcast, sitting in the car, sitting for an hour and a half, and then sitting on the way to and from in traffic. So we're gonna go on a walk, and I'm also gonna go get something to eat for dinner. Even though I'm tired, it's like a walk always just feels nice. But that was a really fun podcast recording. I'll show you guys the book. I'm excited to read it. I haven't finished Chelsea Handler's book. That's what I'm reading right now, but I might start reading this tonight because I feel like it's more my vibe. I like autobiographies about people who start businesses, so I'm actually so excited to read it. I was gonna order it on Amazon, and then she walked in with it, and I was like, oh, amazing. Good morning, guys. Look at today's sock curls. I'm in a pretty good mood today. It's a beautiful day, so sunny right now, and I'm importing vlog footage. I decided I'm going to do a different strategy for importing vlog footage. I was getting very behind on the vlogs because, quite honestly, uploading the footage got very confusing between my phone and this camera. If I waited too long, my phone would upload everything to the cloud. I would have to re-download it, extract it from a file. It just took weirdly a long time to organize everything into folders. So what I'm gonna do instead, just try and import everything every night. I think it'll be simpler that way. I thought before I was time blocking and it's made more sense to wait, but I now think it's more similar to if you only did the dishes once per week. Then it's gonna be so overwhelming and just suck to do. Whereas if you just do a little bit each day, you always feel on top of it and it's not that hard and it doesn't take that long. So that is my new strategy. I even made a little sticky note for myself to remember to do it. So I think this is something they tell you to do in Atomic Habits. So you guys, kind of exciting. I found a place I like that I actually want to move to. It's not available yet. Actually, the kind of crazy thing is I can't view the unit in person until after I get back from my Europe trip. And because I've been to the building before and they sent me a video of it, I have a good idea of what it would be like to live there because I've toured other units there. So I'm like, I think I can tell that it seems like it would have good lighting, and I know I like the building. I kind of wish it was a little better location, but whatever at this point. This location isn't that great either. I have to go check on my lease here. I couldn't find it in my computer or email when this lease ends. I know it technically ends around July, but I forget if they do this weird thing where they're like, oh, you can't do
month to month from July to September because I don't know why. So I basically just need to go check on that. Just make sure I can get out of it. I'm pretty sure I can, but I just remembered that last night. I was like, wait, am I locked in? I didn't sign anything again and I've been month to month. So I think I'm fine, but they might have that weird thing going on now, so we'll see. So I'm currently making a little Instagram reel. I'm trying to put more time into short form content because I just feel like it's the future. I watch it a lot myself. Brands are spending money there, and I think, you know, YouTube will always be my thing, but I think I just need to put a little more time into short form because I can still upload the short form stuff onto YouTube too. I'm making this little reel. Obviously it's going to go on YouTube as well, but it's about how to use ChatGPT to make cool little title cards. It's kind of taking me a little while to make. I don't know why I overcomplicate, but I think it'll be cool. Okay, I posted the reel. I posted it to TikTok and YouTube Shorts too. So that's a nice thing about short form content that makes it feel a little more worth the time, is like it's got 3 shots. If it doesn't do well on Instagram, it might do well on TikTok or on YouTube. So love that. Now we are gonna go actually to Saison. I keep putting this off and the traffic's only gonna get worse today, so we're gonna do this before filming stuff for the next video I'm doing for my main channel, which is about third space. Great stuff for not just my trip, that is what kind of inspired me to go, but forever, because I don't like buying things to wear once. Well, I didn't even buy it, technically Saison gifted it to me. We're gonna go to Holmby Park now because I'm gonna start making the third spaces video. The thing that I keep forgetting with this trip is I have time to shop literally while I'm there, and honestly that would be kind of fun. I know there's some cool like vintage shops in London, and I'm not going to Wimbledon until the very end. I like being really prepared. It makes me feel like more excited going into a trip, having outfits I'm excited to wear, but I still don't know what I'm gonna actually wear to Wimbledon. I know it doesn't matter, no one really cares what I'm wearing. I don't know, people kind of dress up for it and I want to. I think it'd be fun. So for the third spaces video, I'm gonna be filming at a number of different parks. First thing we're gonna do is just get cinematic b-roll. This is Holmby Park that we're at. There's kind of a good amount of people here today. I'll have to come back early one morning to do talking shots when there's not a ton of people. I'm just gonna put my AirPods in while I get the b-roll. It'll be kind of fun. I've seen a lot of talk about third places disappearing, and I think really one thing that's happening is people are just forgetting to use them. Alright, I'm home. We're gonna make turkey tacos because it was so good last time. I also love this because it was my lunch the next day and my dinner. You make it once and you can have it for the next couple days because 1 bell pepper and 1 onion, that is plenty of food. More strawberries, of course. Strawberries being in season is making me so happy. Oh, they're so good. I think I'm feeling the hot tub tonight too. Living off Greek yogurt and strawberries and granola. I enjoy making this. Like, cooking is actually so fun, and if it works out in that apartment, I'm excited to cook in it because it definitely has a better kitchen situation. I forgot to buy cilantro and lime, but I'm still so excited to eat this. Good morning, guys. Got my breakfast, huge bowl of Greek yogurt, and we are listening back to the podcast. Basically, I have a system now where I upload the footage, don't mind that there. I have Olivia edit it, and then I listen to it while I make the thumbnail. I need to record another episode today, just a solo one, because I'm leaving for Europe on Monday, so I need to have some stuff up and ready to go. Podcast episode, I need to listen to like 20 more minutes of it, but I'm about to get on a consulting call. I had one earlier this week, but basically it ended up being that I wasn't a good fit for it. Sometimes you'll do a pre-screening call to be like, okay, are you actually an expert on the thing that they're looking for an expert on? And I did the pre-screening call, and then they still had me do it, and we kind of realized mid-call, we're like, wait, I actually don't have what you're looking for. And so now I'm a bit hesitant. I'm like, okay, am I really good on this call? Let's see. I don't really even know what. Usually they give context. For example, let's say they want me to talk about my experience using ChatGPT or something. Like, I haven't done one like that, but they're looking for people who specifically have experience, maybe like editing in different YouTube video editors or like different things like that. That's typically what it is. People who have specific knowledge that anyone could have, because you can't share any private stuff. If you know something about a company, you're not allowed to share that. Any like inside information, obviously. But they pay pretty well, these consulting calls, and I know the consulting companies probably charge 3 times what I'm getting paid, but they're kind of fun to do too. I really am just like, it's a conversation. I just answer questions. It's sort of fun to try and help the company solve their problems. I've even thought about doing consulting for YouTube creators or any kind of creator. An hour-long call where, you know, if you have trouble with a thumbnail or a title or like strategy, I think that could be fun. I've thought about doing that. Maybe I'll set up a website for that. I got the call done, crossed it off my to-do list while I was doing my makeup. We're recording the solo podcast episode so that I have something to post while I'm on my trip. Okay, so we recorded that episode. My place is, it feels crazy with this year, but I've been trying to think of my to-do list in terms of what will I feel relieved I got done at the end of the day. That helps me nail down what is the most important. Usually it's like filming or just finishing something. Getting the podcast uploaded, thumbnail done, audio uploaded, because that's to be uploaded somewhere separate, short form promo video done, in my drafts on Instagram ready to go. That would make me feel good going into the weekend. Pondering this next video, but I'm about to be out of town for so long, so I almost don't want to start it just to take a bit of a pause. So I totally forgot. There's different fire alarm testing. So slight change of plans. Go work at a coffee shop. So here's what I picked up. Looks so good. I ordered it from Negroni in Beverly Hills because it was on in-kind. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do that. It's the longest day of the year, the summer solstice, and me and Lauren are gonna go, Lauren and I, people always get on me for saying that. We're gonna go to a bar just for a couple hours because it's Friday. It just sounded fun. Wow, look at this piece of truffle.